Hey, my name is Brooke Hoover. I'm an associate producer for Bob and the Showgram on G105. I grew up in Durham. I was born and raised in Durham. My mom was born and raised in Durham. And you know what? Durham gets a bad rap, but it's beautiful. I'm not like from the bad part of Durham, from the good part. You know, there's good parts everywhere, but downtown Durham is beautiful. I love it. So I hate when people talk trash about Durham. Bull City for life. As a child, I would describe myself as different. I was always reading. I didn't have interests like the other kids had. I was always, you know, most kids are watching cartoons and I'm watching pop-up video on VH1, probably inappropriate, but I'm watching like documentaries and my parents thought it was really weird and I loved encyclopedias. So I was a strange kid and I liked cookies because I was a fat kid. I loved cookies. When I was younger, I wanted to be, well, if you've ever seen the movie Pretty Woman, that's what I wanted to be. But then I realized she was a prostitute, so I thought, maybe not. But I didn't know when I first saw it. I just thought she had all these beautiful things and she was so pretty, and my mom said she, you know, takes cash for sex. And I said, oh, well then maybe not. So then I loved writing all my life. Like I always read, so I said, you know, I want to write a great novel or something like that. So I always wanted to be a writer when I grew up, something along those lines. My relationship with my parents, well, my mom is my best friend. Best friend, I can tell her anything. We go shopping together. We watch movies together. I mean, most nights, honestly, besides my boyfriend, I would rather hang out with my mom than my friends. She's the best mom ever. Love her. Now, my dad, on the other hand, he's a great man and I love him, but we don't always see eye to eye. And I finally realized, it probably took me 20 years to figure out that we're too similar. So we're both very headstrong. We always have to be right. And he can be very controlling at times. And when I was a kid, he like pushed me to play tennis. He was just such a hard ass and he just always expected like the best out of me, which is good, but in some ways I was like 11 and he was making me do sprints up the driveway and just, he had like listening drills, he had a stopwatch, like you can't make this up. Like my childhood was different. It was tough. It was like Captain Von Trapp. I have one brother and he is 22. He actually got diagnosed on his 12th birthday with leukemia. So when my brother was diagnosed, I was 13 years old, about to be 14, and I really didn't know what to think. I knew what was going on because I was always very precocious and, you know, I could pick up on something wasn't right, and then my parents finally told me, and it was awful. It was a horrible feeling like your little brother could die, and it's a lot to handle for a 13-year-old, you know. 13-year-olds don't process things the way adults do, and I think that's part of the reason that I was so well behaved. I was the golden child. I never drank in high school. I made straight A's, and I think it's because I didn't want to worry my parents. Like, they didn't need me coming home wasted when their child's throwing up in the bathtub. They don't need me throwing up from being drunk. Like, he's throwing up from chemo. They don't need that, you know? So I was always made curfew because I didn't ever want my parents to have to worry about me. They had enough to worry about. And so I think that's part of the reason I was just so well behaved. And then once my brother was cured, I started drinking. I attended the University of Rhode Island. I picked the University of Rhode Island partly because I got a scholarship to play tennis. And then partly because I needed to get away from my parents. They were strict, I was very sheltered, so I wanted a new experience. I'd been in the South my whole life, so I thought, why not try a new part of the country? And honestly, it was the best decision ever. I had the time of my life, and I miss Rhode Island to this day. I'm not married, I do not have a fiance, but I have a boyfriend. His name is Caleb, and we've been together for almost 2 years. I met my boyfriend, Caleb, here at the radio station. I hired him as my intern. So that was inappropriate. Don't do that, kids. Don't sleep with your interns. Whoops. The difference for me between love, like real love, and caring for someone is that in love, you would rather see that other person happy than yourself. You put their needs before yours. Not always, but most of the time. If you care for someone, that's a good level, but it's not the same as love. And before I met Caleb, I'd never been in love, and I was kind of cynical about it. I'm like, people are stupid. I see all these pictures on Instagram and Twitter of like, oh, I love my boyfriend, let's take a selfie together, let's take a picture kissing under the stars. I'm like, really, get a life. I mean, really, like, get over yourself. But then you fall in love, and then you end up with the pictures on Instagram, selfies, kissing, and under the stars. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's really hard to describe. Like, all my friends that have been in love would try to describe it to me, and I didn't understand. And I was like, well, I'm never going to feel that. But then once you do, you understand it. And it's really hard to explain, but it's just like overwhelming. It's like warm inside your heart. I know that sounds really lame. And if I was listening to myself right now, I would be like, 2 years ago, I'd be like, I would want to throw up. But it's just different when you're in the moment. So after my internship, I knew that I definitely wanted to work in this field. I fell in love with radio. I said to myself, I'm never going to do anything else. I told my parents I don't want to go to law school because that's where I was headed. I took the LSAT. I was ready to go to law school, and I said, I don't want that. This is the best job ever. So my plan was keep showing up every day. They have to either tell me to leave and lock me out, or they have to hire me. And I kept showing up, and Bob hired me as like his personal assistant, kind of, to work with his salsa company. And then, like I said before, people got fired, they needed me to fill in, and I kind of just was there. I was kind of the only person there, and I just kept coming, kept showing up, and it turned into a dream job. My daily routine, Monday through Friday, I wake up about 3:15, 3:30, and I don't take a lot of time to get ready, clearly. Clearly. I don't really wear that much makeup. I don't wear makeup really for the radio, like who can see me? Wear a baseball hat, get to the station around probably a little bit before 4, around 4, and I just go through Twitter, Facebook to see what's trending, what's the news. I like to do it in the morning because a lot of times I go to bed at like 9 or 10, and then news will break overnight. So I like to just look and see what's going on, pull some topics to talk about on the show, do like a run sheet. Hey, Miley Cyrus did this and this and this, and just pull a bunch of topics to talk about. I make sure that we're running on time, that everything's, if we're way over, I have to edit down best of. I do the log in the morning to make sure all the stabs and Bob and the Showgram and Now Back are all in the right place. And because a lot of times when I leave, the logs aren't done, so I have to do that in the morning. Basically just cutting my commercials for endorsements. I do that in the morning. Printing stuff off, getting anything prepared for the show. Do the show, work a couple hours after. I'm usually out of here by noon or 1. Go home, take a nap. Very crucial. Always need the nap. Wake up and I try to work out. I try to do something active at least 3 times a week. It's hard. Like, it's tough when you have your Netflix and your Apple TV and your Blu-ray player. It's tough for me because I love movies. So I have to tell myself all right, only 2 hours of this, and then I try to go out and do something active, go to the gym. And then, usually I'll just hang out with my roommate or friends, watch a movie, go eat dinner, play trivia. I love playing trivia. And then, go home, be in bed by 10. I wish I was more exciting, but that's my life. Do I have any weird obsessions? My weird obsessions, I don't know if it's weird, but I basically speak in movie quotes. I love movies to a level that most people don't. I could talk about movies literally for 4 hours. I love film so much. If I love a film, I'll watch it again. I was about to say rewind. There's no such thing as rewind anymore. But I'll play it again, and then I'll go and watch the director's commentary, the actor's commentary. I love that kind of stuff. So is that weird? I don't know. I don't have any other things that would be weird I'm obsessed with. Brownies, but I love to eat them. I just love eating brownies, but that's, normal. Yeah, so my Netflix addiction, I'm really excited about it because, when people get old, they say they don't have anything to do. I'm so excited to go in the retirement home and just watch Netflix all day. I know that sounds super sad, but sometimes, we watching Netflix, I'm like, no, I have to go to bed because I have to get up for work. I'll be so happy when I can just watch Netflix all day, and I'm old and I can eat my peas and just, pee on myself and whatever. Who cares, right? That's what I'm excited about. That's sad. Speaking about my life, it makes it seem more sad. The reason I wear thongs all the time is because I hate underwear lines. So I wear yoga pants a lot because I work in radio and I'm in pajama pants, yoga pants, because no one can see me. So I hate underwear lines. And then when I walk, it bunches up my butt. And I know that thongs are up your butt anyway, but I can't explain it. It's just, they're really comfortable. They're always the lace kind. And I feel like I'm oversharing, but I just like thongs better.